Welcome back, everybody. Today we're talking about Episode 7, A Stick of Time in FX's show Shogun. Episode 7 is not a disappointment. This show continues to amaze, continues to do well, and it is still, surprise, a 10 out of 10. Every episode has been a banger. Every episode has been good and continuing the story, continuing character development. Everything is just great about this show. I can't believe the very end. My gosh, I'll talk about it in the spoiler section. But man, it's just that one character, everybody that's seen it knows, that one guy, man. Anyways, very good. Can't wait for the next episode. I think there's a lot of things that are about to happen. But even the slower episodes where there's lots more dialogue, lots more drama build up, they are very well done. Everything about this show, every interaction each character has is important, it is meaningful, and it is well done, well written, well directed. Everything is so great. So if you haven't watched Shogun, you really need to go watch it. You've got 7 episodes that you can binge right now. It is totally worth it. It is something me and my wife are waiting for every week for the next episode to come out, and I'll tell you what, it's really rough waiting. I want to know more, I want to see more, and I know that this is a remake of the original Shogun from whenever it was, however many years ago it was, but it is very good, and if you haven't watched the original, maybe don't, so everything is a surprise for you. I don't know exactly how many similarities there are between the two, if it's 1-to-1 ratio, as far as a remake is concerned, or if they took some extra liberties. I don't know. I don't care. I will probably actually end up going and watch the original Shogun from forever ago, just like I did with Battlestar Galactica all those years ago. I'll go back and watch the original one after I finish watching this. But I don't see how the original could beat this. This is just such a good show. Like I said, a 10 out of 10. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the spoilers, because we got some stuff to talk about. All right, everyone, welcome on into the spoilers section. So before we jump into the spoilers, I just want to go through a quick breakdown. Every episode is a 10. Now, I originally rated episode 2 as a 9.5, but I can't even remember what the one little thing was that bothered me. And so I just went ahead and adjusted it, gave it that 0.5 up to the 10, because honestly, the whole season so far is a 10 out of 10. And it's so good, and it blows me away every season, or every episode, that it's just continuing. Like The Walking Dead, for example, there was a couple episodes that weren't quite great, and I think it ends up around an 8, but this show is on track to be a 10 out of 10. The last show that I thought was a 10 out of 10 was Arcane, and if you didn't watch Netflix's Arcane, definitely go watch that, because it is amazing, and season 2's coming out, I think, towards the end of this year or something like that. But this show is very good, and yeah, 10 out of 10 for every episode. Here we go. So that's 7 episodes we've got in. This was A Stick of Time, which obviously was a reference to not only Toranaga's time that he allots to people, but that the head brothel lady, she was the one that got a stick of his time, basically, which is an incense stick, and she had all that time for the incense to burn down to talk to him, which isn't that long. And which was a great scene. I thought that was a crazy good scene. She was sitting there, and she was a little nervous at first. Towards the middle, she kind of lost her composure and was kind of almost crying and really begging almost. And then she got her composure back and kind of got that snarkiness back to her. And I really liked that interaction a lot. I thought it was really cool. We also got that one scene with Buntaro where he kind of lost his composure, but in the exact opposite way, where he just was kind of rage hulking out and attacked Anjin and almost killed him, right? And the other guy's just sitting there going, wow, what is going on? Really cool scene, really liked it, and I can't wait to see the resolution that happens with Buntaro, and what's going to happen with him, Anjin, and Mariko. I want to see what exactly happens. Is he going to end up dying to reclaim his kind of like honor he's struggling with right now, die trying to protect Anjin, or die in battle, or is he actually going to attack Anjin? Anjin shoots him, or Mariko kills him? I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm very excited to see what happens for that resolution. Now, the biggest thing I want to talk about, you know what? No, we'll talk about that next. The next thing I want to talk about is Dum Dum Head at the end goes to try to kill Saiki, I think his name is, Saiki, and kills himself. Trips on a stone and kills himself because he's stupid and followed him into the little hot spring instead of walking around it and quartering him. He goes in, goes to swipe at him, slips on a wet rock, and literally cracks his skull open. What is wrong with this kid? Why is he just so bad at living, so bad at Japanesing? Like, he's just bad. You can see his dad gets frustrated with him constantly throughout all the episodes. He's made nothing but poor decisions. He's just weak, and man, I'm glad he's out of the show. I'm glad this is the end, especially going into what I wanted to talk about. I think he was about to screw up his dad's actual plan. I'm not convinced that Toranaga is surrendering. Now, he did say that he was bowing to his half-brother, and he was going to go with him to Osaka to submit to the will of the regents, right? The will of the council. He did not say the word surrender, and they said the word surrender a lot in this episode, going back to his flashbacks when he was a kid, killing the guy that surrendered to him, but he never said surrender. And so I wonder if he's being careful about that, like we saw when he yelled at his kid, don't take that, don't touch it, kind of thing. He's very careful, very methodical with what he does, but he also seemed like he had given up to that point where he's like, there's not a lot of my life left to live. So I don't know. It could go either way, but I kind of think that he sent Anjin away. So Anjin getting up at the end could totally be out of just frustration, because it's totally not how the Western countries do things, right? So maybe he was frustrated, but I definitely could see Toranaga also being like, go get out of here, storm out like the barbarian that you are, and get to the ship and get it armed. We got stuff to do, right? So I think it's a 50-50 chance that it could be Anjin going off on a secret mission for Toranaga, but we'll have to see what happens. But I'm very, very excited to see the next episode. I want to see what is going to happen, because, no matter what, Toranaga's son kind of stirred the nest, a little bit at the end there. At least Toranaga, I think, can be like, yeah, my son's a moron. At least he's dead, so he's not a problem anymore. But if he had killed the guy, then I think that would have created a ton of problems for Toranaga. I think the army would have just kind of come in and obliterated all his guys and him, and that just would have been the end. So it's really a blessing, I think, that his son killed himself by being a bonehead. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. I don't know, but I love this show, and I cannot wait anymore for weekly episodes. FX, please just drop all of them at the same time so I can just watch them all, please. Please. I want to binge it. Let me binge it. But that's it for this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you've enjoyed the season so far. This is a great show, and I can't wait to see the rest of it. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe. It definitely helps out the channel. Otherwise, thank you for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate you all as always, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But until then, take care.